Mm. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Can you hear me? Can confirm on the chat box. Drop me a one if my sound is loud and clear. Drop me a one on the chat box if you can hear me. Perfect, perfect. So let's use the next 2 minutes to invite our team members. We are 38 of us in here. I know we can do better than this. We can do better. Let's invite our team members to log in. Let's invite. We are 39 now. We can do better. Giving us 2 minutes to share to our team members, telling them that the training is on and that we are starting in the next 2 minutes. So let's do that right away. We will start at exactly 8:05. So in the meantime, you've seen the message that I've sent. So if you're doing anything that does not involve this training, just put it aside. I want you to grab your notebook. I want you to grab your pen because you're going to be taking notes today. I'm not sharing any slides. I just want us to have a heart-to-heart conversation. And so for you to be here and for you to receive full value from this training, I need you to have your notebook so that you can be able to take down anything that you find relevant. You can be able to note it down and you can be able to, implement in running your business. We are starting in the next 1 minute, So now it's a countdown. We are starting in the next 1 minute at exactly 8:05. Perfect, perfect. I'm seeing Jess is locked in with her notebook and pen. Amazing, amazing. This is going to be good. This is gonna be good. I believe we are now settled. I believe we are now settled. Perfect. 8 is a good number. 8 is a good number. We're going to get started right now. So good evening, everybody. Good evening. So my name is Linda Ngei, and I'll be your trainer for the day. And the topic of the day is how to sell like crazy, even if you've never sold anything in life. Who is excited about this topic today? Can you drop me some fires if you're excited about this topic? How to sell like crazy, even if you've never sold anything in life. Personally, I love selling. I love money. I love servicing clients, and I just want to share with you some of the things that, I personally do. I want to share with you some of the strategies that you can be able to implement in running your business. And I know, if you pick even one thing, two things, it's going to really impact you and you're going to see a difference in your business one way or another. So without wasting time, let's get into it. And as we get started, I want to ask you this is going to be a very engaging session. So I want you to tell me what comes to your mind when you hear sell like crazy? What comes to your mind when you hear sell like crazy? You can picture it for me, by the way. Do you think of CCs? And if you're thinking of CCs, how many CCs are you thinking about? When you hear sell, when someone tells you, I've sold like crazy, what comes to your mind? Or when you tell yourself, I want to know how I can sell like crazy, what comes to your mind? What comes to your mind in terms of, profits, money? What comes to your mind? Just engage me hapo kwa chat box. I want to see. Engage me. I'm seeing 10cc, 10cc. Okay. M-Pesa above 30K throughout. Yay. Profits. 5 C9s in a day. Money. 15cc. Profits. I love that. I love that. Exactly. That is why we are here. That is why we are here. And one of the things we need to be very keen on in this business, we need to understand that Forever Living Products, it's a business that we are doing two things. We are retailing and we are recruiting. Those are the two main things that we are doing in this business. And today we are going to be focusing on retailing, selling the products. And why must we sell? Why must we learn how to sell in this business? It's because we need to make profits. That's why I've asked you that question. And I love the responses I'm getting on the chat box. We need to make profits. And making money in this business, guys, when we all join Forever Living Products, most of us join this business to make money. If you join this business to make money, drop me a 2 on the chat box. If money was your main motivator, if money was your main motivator when you joined this business, drop me a 2 on the chat box. And the reason we are talking about money, one of the ways to make money is profit, selling the products. And selling the products, once you make your profits, it really brings a lot of excitement. How many have sold today, by the way? Let's just drop me on the chat box. How much have you made today? If you've sold, just drop your profits up. You know, even sometimes you'll find that you're selling. You can even be hungry, but when you sell, hey, you even get full because yani, it's like you just needed, it's like you are not hungry, you just needed money, you know. Seeing 4K, congratulations. 6K, 1500, amazing. Profits bring a lot of excitement into our business. And at the same time, on top of that excitement, we get to service our clients. We get to service our clients. Oh, wow. 4,000, 4,000. Hey, guys are loaded over here. Yeah, and when it comes to also beyond even servicing our clients, selling is a clear path for us to be able to create, duplication in our teams. Remember, this is a business of recruiting. When you bring in new people into the business, we want to show our new team members how can they also be able to move these products to the marketplace, and how can they be also able to get paid. Yeah. So there are three things we need to note in this business. Everything in Forever Living Products, it revolves around three things. And these are the things that I'm going to be touching on. I'll touch on them. Not like at a step by step. I'll touch on them throughout. As I'm doing the training, I'll touch on the three things. And I want you to just be very keen so that you can take note and see, where do I need to improve? Where do I need to perfect my skills? Where do I need to sharpen? Okay, that's what I want you to do. I'm seeing someone has said they've made no profits. You're on the verge. Yeah, so never say you've not made profits. You're on the verge. You're on the verge of making a sale. You're on the verge of making profits. The day is not yet over. Yeah. So always have that abundance mindset and that anticipation. Yeah. So the three things that we are talking about, number one is mindset. These three things, they have to be in place if you're going to be able to sell like crazy. Mindset is number one. Number two, skill set. And number three, strategy. I hope you're noting that down. Mindset, skill set, and strategy. All right. So let's start with mindset first of all. And when you're talking about mindset, I want you to think about what are some of the limiting beliefs that you have about selling. What are some of those things that you've been telling yourself? Have you been the kind of a person who's telling yourself, I can't sell? Are you the kind of a person who has been telling yourself, selling is hard? Clients wanasumbua. Write for me some of those limiting beliefs that you've had, or even maybe you had even them before. Maybe it's something you were struggling with before. So some of these things that we tell ourselves, these are the things that actually limit our minds when it comes to, being able to move the products. Because guys, we have the best products in the marketplace as a company. I'm saying products are expensive. Exactly. That's part of a limiting belief. And the kind of things that we think about, the kind of things that we tell to ourselves, those are the kind of things that limit the kind of results that, we get. Yeah, exactly. Sijui kama watanunua. Yeah. Assuming clients don't have money. This is even one of the challenges I had when I started the business. You think that because you're broke, your client is also broke. Limiting beliefs. So we really need to work on our mindset. Yeah. How we approach selling is half the battle, you know. The thoughts that you have, the words that you have, the actions. And you know, now with our thoughts and words, that is what will influence the actions. You can even find yourself, you've met up a prospective customer, but it's like you're the one who's telling the client, you know, wait, chukua tu hiyo C9 kwanza, you know, take the C9 first, you know, just wait before I give you the 15. You're the one even who is, even you're making a client doubt like, hey, kwani, what is this product? You know, those are some of the limiting beliefs. And the words that you tell to yourself, they are the words that are going to either bless you or curse you. If you look at like my WhatsApp status, it's normally, or rather my WhatsApp about, I normally love that verse of the tongue holds the power of life and death, and those who love it will eat its fruit. Yeah. The tongue holds the power of life and death, and those who love it will eat its fruit. That basically means that by the words that you proclaim on yourself, those are the words that are going to be able to reflect. So, if this is the kind of self talk that you've been telling yourself, if this is the kind of thoughts that have been going through your mind, I'm sure you can be able to see how it's impacting the kind of results or non results that you're experiencing right now. Yeah. So, let's get into now one of the best strategies, the first strategy that I'll talk about today. And when you're talking about strategy now, we're getting into the how is very important in terms of uh, maximizing, you know, what you have to offer. Strategy number one: using the products. Using the products. This is the first strategy. And let me share a personal story. Guys, when you look at Forever, the four things, what are the four things that Forever we talk about? We talk about number one, using the products. Number two, sharing the products. And then now that's when we go to number three, building a team and coaching to duplicate. Let's talk about number one, using the products. This is by far one of the best ways to increase. It's actually the most, I can say it's the most effective way to increase your sales. If you want to learn how to sell anything, I'll tell you, use it. Use it. Let me share a personal story. So last year in, is it November? Yeah, around November, early November. I remember my skin had started breaking out because I do a lot of swimming. So the chlorine was really affecting my skin. And I said, you know what? I need to do the C9 program. Let me do the C9 program so that I can clear my skin. Let me also do it so that I can get the experience of this product, because I also had, yes, I've been selling C9s before, but I had those limiting beliefs of, you know, kuza C9, ni kazi mob, you know, coaching a client. I was telling myself those things. Coaching a client is a lot of work. Wah, yani, I was feeling like I'm dying. I don't know, guys, if you're relating to this. That is how I was feeling. And I was like, you know what? I need to understand this product in and out. So, on top of getting the personal benefits for my skin, I was like, you know what? I need to also understand this product. And for me, when I did the C9, everything changed for me. And that's why I advocate for using the products. Everything changed for me. My skin, number one, cleared. That's number one. After my skin cleared, number two, my tummy, I don't have a big tummy, but my tummy cleared now, even completely. Like, I have an extremely flat tummy. I'll share my testimony in the group once we are done with the training. Extremely flat tummy. But the third thing that happened, who wants to guess what it is? The third thing that happened, other than the physical changes that I experienced on my body, other than the physical changes that I experienced on my body, the third thing that happened was conviction. Conviction, exactly. I sold like crazy because I was fully convicted. And I want you to note this down. If you're taking notes, I want you to note this down. You will sell to the degree that you are sold. Someone to write that in the chat box. You will sell to the degree that you are sold. If you're not completely sold on a product, there will always be that thing at the back of your mind telling you C9 is expensive. I'm just using C9 as an example. This can apply to any niche. This can apply to personal care. This can apply to joint care. Guys, by the C9 is the cheapest. Do you know C9 is the cheapest product we have in Forever? And let me tell you why. And as I'm telling you this, I want you to apply this knowledge to other product niches that we are talking about. With C9, the client is getting nutritional products, 5 of them. That's number one. Number two, the client is getting you. they're getting you as the person who's going to coach them. I don't know if you're getting that. The client is getting you. Number three, the client is getting, it's like the client is getting a trainer and a nutritionist at the same time. If you're a workout person, myself, I'm a workout person, I do swimming. And for swimming, I have to pay for my swimming sessions and I still have to pay my coach for the services. And I'm not getting any products. So that is how I equate my mind to the kind of value and the kind of products that we have to offer to the marketplace, right? So I want you to change that belief. Believe that these products are actually, honestly, C9 even can be 30,000 na bado itaenda. That is the kind of conviction that you want to have when you're moving these products. And number three, by the number four, the other thing that happened, when you use products, you give every person around you permission to be able to use them as well. Most of the time, people are looking at you, they're like, if you're not using, then I will not use. And as much as on Saturday we had the women event by there, and one of the leaders, amazing leader, Dr. Waso, she trained very well on C9. And for me, from last year, I'd already made a decision. You know what? For me, C9, I'll be doing every 4 months. I'll be doing the C9. Why? Because I want to get the benefits, but I want to keep being convicted over and over again. In fact, I completed my C9 program on Monday. So I did C9 in November. I did it again last week. I completed the C9 program on Monday, by the way, yeah. And by the fact that I decided to do the C9, the minute I started doing it, number one, I got a client who did it with me. From that point on, I sold 4 packs and there are still people in the pipeline. There are like 4 other people in the pipeline who are ready to buy because people are looking at you. They are saying that you love yourself. If you love yourself, you give people permission to love themselves. If you spend on yourself, you give people permission to also spend on themselves. If you can be taking C9 every 4 months, you show the client that, oh, so this product is safe. And even when you're talking to them on phone, you have the statistics, you have the confidence, you have the know-how. And you find that when you're using a product, you're able to, especially a product like C9, let me just use that as my example of the day. A product like C9, you're able to know for this client, like on day two at 3 p.m., that is the time you're supposed to be calling your client. There are some things that you'll never know until you use a product. That's the time C9 starts feeling like, hey, someone wants to cheat, someone wants to quit that program. Yeah. So some of these things you will never know them until you use the products. So I want you to write for me on the chat box. How many products are you currently using? How many products are you currently using? Write on the chat box. If you're not selling, check your usage. Write on the chat box. Even if it's one, just write. Today we are changing the narrative. Today we are changing the narrative. I can see 10, 5, 8, 6. I just got my C9 today. Congratulations, Faith. 15 plus, exactly. That is the way to go. 9, 20. Amazing, Grace. 23. I love to see those numbers. Exactly. When you have these database of products, people get sold. People get sold and they're like, if Linda is brushing her teeth every day with a tooth gel, bring that tooth gel. I need to use it. Bring that deodorant. Bring that soap. Bring that lotion. Those are the things that we're talking about, right? Yeah. So you'll sell to the degree that you are sold. Now, let's talk about statistics, right? So you have to know your numbers. So everything that you're doing in Forever, you have to be a very strategic person. You have to be able to keep proper records of everything that you're doing. That's what you need to do. Thank you guys for sharing your usage. I can challenge you, try to up your usage to 20 products plus. Because when you're talking about 20 products, what are we talking about? We're talking about skincare. Even if you're using skincare on the minimum, there's a chance you're using 4 products: a cleanser, a moisturizer, a scrub, and a sunscreen. Then you add the aloe lips, the tooth gel, the dew. We're already at 7. Then you add like 3 supplements. You're already at 10. Then you add a few drinks. So let's up our usage of the products, yeah? So we are talking about records keeping. So there are 3 important books that we need to have every single time. We need to have these books. Number one, we need to have our client list. That is what the first book that we need to have. We need to have our client list. So someone write for us. Number one is the client list. So what is a client list? A client list, this is a book where you're able to write names of people who you get their contacts, any new person that you come into contact with, that you're planning to share with them the business, sorry, the products. This is someone you want to have these recorded physically. Okay. So yes, you're recording on your phone, but physical records are very, very important. So the kind of things that you're going to have on your client list, you're going to have the name of that person, you're going to have the contact details of that person, because things happen. What if right now maybe you lose your phone and maybe you had not updated your contacts too? Sorry about that. Let me just mute everybody. Perfect. I've muted everybody. So I was talking about the client list. There are details that it needs to have. It needs to have the name of this person. It needs to have their contact details, their phone number. Sometimes someone will you might lose your phone, by the way, or even you might lose your contacts by accident. So having the hard copy, it's very, very important. The other thing you need to have on the client list written there is products. This is another category. When Linda contacted you, which products did she want? She wanted weight loss. How many kgs did she want to lose? How many? Those are the things that even help you now to be able to close, because you find that when you're contacting this person, you're contacting them, and you know your client in doubt. That's what I'm trying to say. And then you need to have the location of this person and the date. And we're not talking about date. This is the tentative date that this person wants to place an order. So I hope the client list is clear. Is it clear? The client list? So this is basically where you're building your pipeline. I hope that one is clear. Okay. Now, when you're building your pipeline, before I even continue, the other thing that you need to do, I always prefer when you're saving contacts. Personally, this is how I save my contacts. I normally save my contacts with the month that I met this person and the year that I met them. So, for example, if I meet Linda and Linda is somebody, she's interested in the C9 pack, I will save her as Linda, C9, Nairobi, April 2025. So that makes your follow-up game very, very easy, because when you're starting this business, by there, you won't have many contacts initially. But with time, you find that, hey, you had maybe 500 when you started. Now you have 1,000. Now you have 2,000. Now you have 5,000. So it becomes very difficult to follow up effectively if you're not, from the word go, if you're not having that proper way of saving your clients. That is a strategy that I'll be able to share with you, right? Now, once you have that client list, remember these are the people who are going to start purchasing products. So when these people start purchasing products, you're going to transfer them now to your customer book. So the client list is just a pipeline. These are people who are interested. They are prospects for products. They're interested in buying the products, but they've not been able to purchase yet. So once they purchase, that's where now your customer book comes in. So your customer book now is for your VIP clients. VIP clients, this is just a term that we are using to just say this is a client who has either purchased once or is a regular user of the products. This is even able to help you now. You can follow up differently. There is different ways of following up with somebody who has not purchased anything and somebody who has purchased at least one or two products before. So in your customer book, what details do you need to have in your customer book? You need to have the name again of this client. You need to have their contact. You need to have the products that they've been able to purchase. You need to have the reason that they've purchased. And I'll tell you why this is important. If you can have the reason they purchased the product, it will be able to help you with following up effectively. There's someone, let's say someone has bought C9 because of their digestive health. Someone has bought C9 because their gut is having challenges. So when you're following up with them and then you're asking them, hey, how many kgs have you lost? Like you're losing the plot. I hope that is clear. So it's very important to have that category of a reason purchased. A reason purchased also is able to help you to track if you're having repeat business. Because now you can be able to see Linda purchased her tooth gel in January. She purchased her tooth gel again in April. She purchased in August. Now you can see the habits. You can see every 3 months she's always purchasing her products. And I'll tell you why that is important. Sometimes in this business, you might want, to take stock. You cannot take stock if you don't know what you're going to do with that stock. That's why you need to have these records. You need to, by now, you should be able to know in a month, these are the volumes that I normally do. In a month, I will sell like 10 C9s, I will sell like 30 deodorants, I will sell like 30 tooth gels. So even as if you want to pick products, you already know like these products that I've picked exactly where I'm going to take them. After reason purchased, you need to put the location. Where is this client located? Where is this client located? When clients are buying products from us, they share with us the delivery details. So we need to be able to take these records. Yeah. Imagine you've been purchasing products from someone from a shop, and then every time they're asking you, "Hey, Ebu, send me the delivery details." It's just giving like, "Hey, Kwani, is this is not the first time I'm chatting with this person. Why don't they know by now?" That's what it's giving, by the way. So make sure that the location is set such that even when a client is ordering, you're just asking them, same address. Hey, even the client knows, oh my God, I'm dealing with somebody who knows what they're doing. Yeah. And then of course you have the date. The date that this person has been able to purchase. And then on top of that, you add the product that this person wants to purchase next, or the product that you want to pitch to them next, right? So this is able to help you. For example, if you've sold C9s to people, and from this pipeline of yours that you have, you can already see that by next week, I have 5 clients on C9 right now. So by next week, when these clients of mine get to day 7, I need to start dispatching the F15 to them. So everything you're going to be doing with them from day 1 up to day 7, you will be preparing them mentally for the F15. So you know that next week I have 4 pending orders of the F15. And that is able to really help you in terms of now upselling. And we have an amazing, by the way, training on YouTube on upselling. So make sure that you go and watch it as well. Yeah. So number 1 is the client list. Number 2 is the customer book. And then number 3 is your working diary. There's a reason I've put working. There's having a diary and there's having a working diary. You can be having a diary. I remember there's a time I was doing a training to someone, and they had a diary for, I'm asking them, show me your diary. They're showing me the diary for 2020, something to do with 2020. So when I'm talking about a working diary, I'm talking about a diary that's for this year, 2025 diary. Yeah, the current year. So that is the purpose of having a diary. So when you're having a diary, remember now your diary will be up to date with the 2 books that we've talked about before. It will be up to date with your clients list, and it will be up to date with your customer book, such that when Nancy tells you that, Linda, I'm going to purchase the C9 on Thursday, your diary is already open. You've already written that down. This is how, by the way, we lose orders. Someone has told you something, you've already forgotten. You didn't note it down anywhere. It has already disappeared. And then you remember 2 days later, you're like, oh my God, Nancy was supposed to order her C9 on Friday. It's on Sunday. You call her, guess what? She has already been sold to by someone else. That's how we lose clients, yeah? So let's have these tools of trade in place so that we can be able to get maximum value from our businesses, all right? Yeah. Now, are we getting value so far? Are we getting value? Drop me some fires if you're getting value. I have 6 pages of notes over here, guys. I just want to pour everything to you. So let me drink some water. Let's continue. Now, this is going to touch a lot of nerves. By the way, as I'm doing this training, I'll be hitting some truth bombs huko katikati. Kutakuwa na truth serums. I want you to focus on being a human being rather than being a robot. Have you heard that? I want you to focus on being a human being rather than being a robot. And what do I mean when I say that? I'm talking about understanding and comprehension. Most of the time, you'll find that you know something, but you have not comprehended that thing. You have not been able to understand it fully. And where there's lack of understanding, there will be no sale. Why? Because someone can feel you do not know your stuff. You do not know your stuff, right? So the first thing that when it comes to understanding, I've already talked about the first thing, products usage. Using a product will help you to understand. Yani utakuwa unaelewa product. Right now, if you wake me up even at midnight and you tell me to explain to you fiber, I can explain fiber like nobody's business. Garcinia, you understand these products inside out. Number two, products knowledge. Products knowledge is very, very important. And when you're talking about products knowledge, we need to understand three things about products knowledge. Number one is what we call facts about a product. Those are just facts. Like, for example, when we say Garcinia has HCA, when we say tooth gel has aloe vera and bee propolis, those are just facts. Facts are good for our understanding. But when we talk about facts, we have to be able to bridge this fact and unique selling points. When I'm talking about this Forever Bright tooth gel, why should someone leave Colgate and take the tooth gel? Why should someone stop using the normal deodorant that they've been using and use this specific deodorant? And that is now what brings me to number three. What's in it for your prospective client? Can I drop a bomb here? Can I drop a bomb? I'm about to drop a hammer. Customers care about themselves, they don't care about you. That's one thing you need to know. Customers don't care about you. So you might be there, you might be feeling sad, you're whining. Why has this client bought from someone else? Oh, we had already discussed, they've disappeared. Customers do not care about you. So one of the things that you really want to do, you want to show up in the marketplace as a professional. And you cannot show up as a professional without knowledge. If you tell somebody, Dio ni poa, tooth gel ni poa, that's not enough. Someone needs to understand what's in it for me. When I use this product, what am I getting? Remember, they're spending money. So they need to feel the value that they're getting from these products that we're talking about, right? Now, how do you prepare yourself? How do you prepare yourself? So preparation happens in different ways. And I'll talk about two things that if you follow me on my WhatsApp status, I'm always talking about these two things. Number one, sharpening the saw. Number two, becoming a student of the game. These two things, they have to go hand in hand, and I'll talk about them in detail. So what do I mean when I say sharpening the saw? I'm sure we all know about, is it a proverb or what? There's this story told about someone wants to cut a tree, and they have a blunt axe. What do? So instead of spending the whole day cutting a tree with a blunt axe, why don't you spend the better part of the day sharpening the axe so that when you go cut the tree, it's effective? I'm sure most of us, we've heard of that story. So when I'm talking about sharpening the saw, I'm talking about equipping yourself properly with knowledge and skills. Equipping yourself with knowledge and skills. That's what we call sharpening the saw. And how do you do that? Number one, we have a very good resource, the Forever Living Kenya YouTube page. That page has a lot of trainings. That page has a lot of trainings. If you go there and you want to sell C9, we have like 3 C9 trainings there. We have, when you're talking about products knowledge, you want to learn about joint care products. The training is there. Digestive pack, the training is there. Everything is there. That's what I'm talking about, sharpening the saw. And when you're talking about attending trainings, we have both physical and Zoom trainings. There's attending a training and there's being in a training. That's why 1 hour ago I was like, if you're going to be in the kitchen, just get out of the kitchen. If you're going to be in a training, be in a training. Be there mentally. Yes, you're there physically, but be there mentally so that you can be able to absorb everything that is being given to you. The other way to sharpen the saw is by reading books. Yeah. You have to be transformed by the renewing of your mind. If you want to transform your results, you have to start by transforming and renewing your mind with new knowledge. So if you want to learn how to sell, why don't you start reading books about selling? Why don't you go to YouTube, go to the sales gurus, get that information, learn, implement, and you'll see yourself, growing. Yeah. Some of the recommendations that I can share for books, I can share Sell Like Crazy. For me, Sell Like Crazy is it's those books that I always walk around with it because it has so much knowledge. Sell Like Crazy by Sabri Subi, you know. This is what I'm talking about when it comes to sharpening the saw. By the time even you're meeting your prospective client, By the time you're thinking about, I'm going to the marketplace to share these products, you already, your mind is already, your mind is like a sharp axe. You just know that unaenda tu yani kukata, you know? Aya. Number two, becoming a student of the game. You have to become a student of the game. And how do you do that? By always staying green. Right now, maybe you've seen someone, you saw someone maybe saw this training and they're like, oh, I know how to sell. I don't have a problem with selling, but maybe there's one thing that you could have picked from this training that could be able to help you. So you have to be very, very intentional. I remember 2 weeks ago, I was like, why are my sales not where I want them to be? And guess what I did? I made a sacrifice. Waking up at 4 a.m. to read, 4 to 5 a.m. to read Sell Like Crazy. And believe it or not, in 3 days, my sales were back on track. In 3 days. I'm on page 100 of this book. Where I am, even I'm like, oh, the knowledge, it's too much. I need to implement before I even continue. It's too much. That's what I'm talking about. You have to be very, very intentional. Exactly, Rhoda. Intentional personal development. You create time. Nobody has time. All of us are busy, by the way. We are all busy. But if you want something bad enough, you're going to create time. So at some point, we need to ask ourselves, between waking up early and being broke, which is the choice that I want to go for? At some point, you have to ask ourselves those questions, because sometimes you'll find someone is asking you, how do you sell? I tell you, go read Sell Like Crazy. Then you tell me, have you read? No, nimeanza. I'm on page 10. I'm just like, wow. Wow. You have to make hard choices. You have to make hard choices. Now, let's continue. So you have to become an implementer. You have to become the kind of a person who implements and stay green. Always be ready to learn and absorb new information. Open your mind. Open your mind to new information. And I'll give you a very good example. I remember 1 year into the business, I had this client, and I met that client on Facebook when I was like 3 months in the business. And that client asked me for a meeting because he wanted to know more products. And looking back, I could have told the client, hey, kama ununui mi sikuji, I'm only coming kama na deliver. But I was like, you know what? I need money. So I'm coming to you. I'm just coming by hope. And honestly, what was my cost? Ilikuwa 50 bob kwenda huko mali the client was. So my cost was only 50 shillings fare and 50 shillings coming back to town. So what's 100 shillings in the grand scheme of things? It's nothing. So I went to the client. The client was in Mudaiga. I met that client. I talked to him about the products, everything. He even asked me about the business. By there, I did a one-on-one. So fast forward, 1 month later, the client was able to he purchased the C9 for himself. But that is not the most interesting thing that happened. Do you want to know the most interesting thing that happened? How many months later was that? 8 months. 8 months later, something interesting very happened. So this client calls me. I'm at home. I'm just working from home, preparing to go to the office. The client calls me and he tells me, Linda, hi. My wife needs some products. I want you to go and meet her so that you can be able to share, just sit down with her, have a sit down, explain to her the products that she needs and be able to, just recommend. And this is where now preparation saved me. Guys, when I joined this business, by the hey, Kitambo, we had no Zoom. It was physical. There was no Zoom, there was no YouTube, there was no recording. So missing trainings it was close to suicide, literally, because if you don't attend hakuna recording. So I remember I used to attend all trainings, all. And because of that knowledge that I had accumulated over that extended period of time, when I met this lady, now the wife of my client, we had a sit down and she told me, she started telling me the kind of products that she wants. And I was just recommending. We went through the catalog from the first page. By the time we got to the last page, we had already gotten to 50,000. That's how I closed the 50,000, just like that, because of preparation. I was just telling her, yeah, you need this product, let's add it. You need this, you need the C9, you need the Infinite. You want skincare, you need Infinite. You want anti-aging, these are the anti-aging supplements. Fast forward to last year, December. December, one of my VIP clients calls me and she tells me she's really interested in the business and she wants to get products for personal use. Those are the kind of products she wants to start with. And she told me if we can meet at 8 a.m. This is what I'm talking about when I say sacrifice. She asked me if we can meet at 8 a.m. in town. It would have been easy to be like, office inafunguliwa 9. I cannot make it at 8. My working hours are from, sometimes by there, guys. Allow me to be a bit tough on you today. Allow me to be a bit tough on you today. Yeah. Sometimes we give ourselves so many excuses and stories, and that's how we lose everything. Because what could I have been doing in the house other than ningekuwa tatu nimekaa tu, honestly. Yeah. So I left for 8 a.m. Me, even if you tell me we are meeting at 6, I will come. Tell me what time we are meeting, I am there. So I got there, we met, and of course, the first thing, I got there before her. That's one of the things you need to do. And when we sat, I shared with her the products, and we went from page to page. She was literally adding everything. She's like, add that, add that, add that, add that, add that. She's like, hey, Linda, najua tu utanipea bill ya 100K. And then she's laughing. And then me, I'm also laughing. I'm like, hey, why shouldn't I sell to you products worth 100K? So I left that meeting. She did an order of 2.4 cc's, which was coming to around 80,000 Kenya shillings. Some of the products were not in stock at the moment, but the initial products, imagine they were getting to 100,000. But the client was ready. She was ready. And she purchased, and I gave her the pay bill very, very confidently. I'm like, are you paying on with M-Pesa? This is the pay bill. And she paid. And the client knew that, the value that she's going to get with these products, they're amazing. Crazy bank, just like that. That's what happens when you are prepared. Preparation is everything, okay? Yeah. Now, let's continue. So, if you look at these two scenarios that I'm talking about, what do they have in common? I was prepared with products knowledge. I was prepared with closing. When you're going for such meetings, don't go with that mindset of, kai, client ameniambia tupatane Java. Breakfast ya Java inakuanga sao. He. What if akose kununua? Go with an abundance mindset. Go with a mindset of expectation. Go with prayer. And most importantly, this is where you need to learn how to sell like crazy. Because if you're having money to run your business, you will not be thinking about such problems. Hautakuwa unafikiria, in case your client akose kukuja, nimesha order breakfast ilikuwa 1,500, I cannot pay this bill. Such problems inakuondokea because you are prepared. Yeah, so have that mind of an expectation, right? Now, let's talk about lead acquisition. Let's talk about lead acquisition now. When you're talking about where to get clients, the first place that we get clients is we know the answer to that. It's our contact list. Many people, when they're getting started with their forever living business, they want to be like, mimi watu wangu watanunua, nipeleke online upline, take me to the internet. The internet is for gladiators, and you need preparation with your own. You need preparation with your own warm market. Warm market. So this is where you need to start from. Every person that is in your contact list is a prospective client. Every person in your contact list is a prospective client. How many people in your contact list have you approached about, products? Ask yourself that question. And sometimes we skip this process when we're getting started on our businesses. That's why I'm taking you back to basics. We skip that process. And when you're talking about sharing the business, sharing the products with people, we are talking about no prejudging. Don't be like, venye najua Linda, I don't think she can buy. In fact, the people who will buy, they surprise you. They are the people you least expect. And when you're talking about your contact list, it's not just about selling to them instantly. It's also about creating awareness so that they know what you do. People need to know what you do. Many people, they hesitate to recommend you to their circle of friends, to their work colleagues. Why? Because they don't know if you'll stick it out in this business. So if you're a kind of a person who is start stopping, you do your business today, tomorrow you disappear, you will just be 1 plus 0 plus 1 plus 0 is what? It's 0. It doesn't compound to anything. You'll be building your foundation, una disappear. When you come, there is no foundation, you're starting afresh. So if you're going to do this business, I want you to think about doing this business for the long term. Do this business long term. The other thing that happens, situations change. Maybe right now you're a student, maybe right now you're a graduate, and you've talked to your classmate, you've told them about products. And hey, hata yeye anakuangalia tu anashanga, guy, me I cannot afford this product. And it's true they cannot afford. But what happens when this person is able to see you doing the business? When this person, remember, people lives are advancing. Someone will be able to get, a job, a good job somewhere. Someone will be able to make more money somewhere. Someone who was earning less money this year, who could not even afford tooth gel, next year the same person can surprise you because financial situations change. The same way your financial situation is going to change in this business is the same way your clients' financial situations change. So just because somebody cannot afford a product now does not mean they will not be able to afford it next year. And I'm jumping the gun here, but we'll get there. That's why I normally tell even my team, follow up is still death. Someone write for us that in the chat box. Follow up is still death. Either you die or the client dies. That's the day you stop following up. When one of you is dead. I remember there's a client of mine. I followed up so aggressively. Then one day that client called me and he tells me, so the client is a male, but when he calls me, it's a lady who is calling me. So the lady tells me, hi Linda, the person who owns this phone, he died. I know it's a sad story. He died. And I just wanted to let you know because literally I was the only person sending messages there. So that's the day I removed that client from now the broadcast list, that number. That's what I mean when I say follow up is still death. One of us has to die for follow up to stop. Yeah. Yeah, so that's number one, your who do you know list. Number two, contact marketing. We are meeting people on a daily basis, we are moving houses. Have you met your neighbors, your friends? You're going to events. Are you meeting people? These are people who, the minute you meet people, people should know what you do. And it's not really about selling to them instantly. You can sell to them even later. Right? The other third strategy that we all know and love, social media. Choose your platforms. You have a lot of platforms. Choose your platform, and when you choose a platform, anguka nayo, harness that skill until you become a pro. You can choose Facebook, you can choose Instagram, you can choose TikTok, you can choose WhatsApp. WhatsApp, even it's a must because it's coming with these other platforms. Choose your platform and hone your skill. What did they say earlier? Become a student of the game. If you know somebody who is very good at their Instagram, go to their page and study. Don't go and copy. There's a difference between being a copy paster and a comprehender. Someone write for us that in the chat box. Are you a copy paster or a comprehender? If you're a copy paster, it will show in the kind of things that you post. Don't be a copy paster. Like you've seen someone has posted something and then you've just copied everything as it is. We normally say there's something called the digital is it digital footprint or something to that effect? Ni kama handwriting ya mtu but digital. It's like someone's handwriting but digitally. Like there's a way you'll see the way this message is written in handwriting ya Rhoda. In handwriting ya Linda. There's a way you can tell. There's a way you communicate. So don't just be comfortable. You're just copying and pasting. It's good to be inspired, but learn how to comprehend so that when you go and see, oh, so this is how I'm supposed to be posting. Oh, so Linda did her C9. This is how she documented her journey. So when I do my C9, this is how I'm going to document my journey. Because guess what? When you're posting photos and videos of other people, you're the people watching those things, they don't know those people. They know you. So they're wondering, hey, mbona, even some of them can be thinking, hey, you're posting maybe Veronica Kundia's videos all the time. They're even thinking maybe you're Veronica Kundia because you're just posting only her content. I'm not saying don't post other people's content, but I'm saying yourself, learn how to create so that people can be able to they feel that energy, they feel the kind of communication that you're giving to them, and they're able to get value. And that's now where we're talking about you have to learn how to become a good content creator. Which means what? You must learn how to offer value. The only way you'll know how to create content is if you're offering value. And what is value? Education and understanding. That is value. Simple. People need to, when someone has read, maybe your status, when you've sent a broadcast, you really need to be so keen on what kind of value do I want to give to this person. When I'm creating a broadcast, what do I want? What is the objective of this broadcast? You know? What is the objective of this message that I want to send to this particular person? Those are the things now that you need to be able to check. And when you're talking about education and understanding, it comes from what we talked about. It comes from you using the products, and it comes from you acquiring that product's knowledge. That is the only way you're going to be able to get that inspiration for you to offer value. Value, value, value. This is everything. When you're telling someone C9, you need C9, they do not understand what C9 is. What did we say earlier? Customers care only about themselves. Yeah? So be a storyteller. Be a storyteller. When I want to share my C9 story, I need to share it as a story. You know, I remember when my skin broke out, I decided let me do the C9 because of this, curating your content in such a way that it leaves someone with value. And even someone who was not thinking about buying C9, they're like, wow, I feel like I need this C9. I have a lot of toxic overload. The way you've explained that C9, I actually need it. That is what we are talking about here. So don't be a copy paster. Be somebody who comprehends, and be somebody who uses that comprehension to now offer value and understanding to your prospective people. Yeah. So let's get a bit technical. How you create copy. Copy is just basically wording, the way you choose your words, the way you choose your captions, the way you communicate. This is a very vital skill when it comes to selling. You have to learn how to create good copy by touching on pain points of your prospective clients. Yeah, like when I chose this topic, I remember the initial topic was sell like how to sell like crazy. That was the initial topic. And then I decided, you know what? No, we need to add that extra that extra punch. And it was like, how to sell like crazy, even if you've never sold anything in life. Can you tell the difference? Can you tell the difference? What is the difference between how to lose weight and how to lose weight even if you have a very busy schedule and you cannot be able to spend your day in the gym? That is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about creating copy. You have to learn how to create good captions. Captions is where the sale is. That is where the sale happens. People need to be able to come and say, oh, so this is why. What is the pain point of this person? They do not want, hakuna mtu anataka kukaa kwa gym the whole day, you know? Nobody wants a program and they'll be seated next to the toilet the whole day because, they're experiencing very harsh side effects. So those are the wording that we are talking about. All right. Yeah. Now, when it comes to, let me talk about something like weight loss. I'm using weight loss as an example here. We need to use images that capture emotions. We need to use images that capture emotions, wordings that capture emotions. Speak to the heart and emotion of your client. Today I'm speaking heart to heart. I did not want to create slides because I'm like, slides, sometimes we get so distracted. We are taking screenshots. We are not even listening. I wanted us to have, that heart to heart conversation so that this message can really sink into your bloodstream. Yeah. Now, I'm ready to drop another bombshell. Are you ready? Are you ready? This is interesting. We are not in the business of forever living products. We are in the business of selling and marketing forever living products and opportunity. That's our real job description. Let me repeat that. We are not just in the business of forever living products. We are in the business of selling and marketing forever living products or forever living business opportunity. That is the business that you are in. So if you do not sell the products, if you do not sell the opportunity, You're not in business. So we need to always remember, what is the main thing that we are doing here? What is the main thing that we are doing here? That is our job description. Selling and marketing the business, selling and marketing the products. The minute you understand that, you will approach this business from a very whole different perspective. The client does not care if you know how many products Garcinia has. They do not care. They just need to understand how this product will help them. You need to market and sell to them this product in a way that they'll understand how it will help them. That's what we're talking about when I'm saying that's our real job description. Exactly, network marketing. Yeah. So, statistics show that most sales happen between the 5th to the 12th exposure, and that's where the follow up game really begins. That's where the follow-up game really, really begins, between 5 to 12 exposure. By the time you're talking to someone the first time, bado hata hujaingia kazi, we need to get to 5 to 12. You need to follow up with client until unajua, yani when you make that sale, unajua nimefanya kazi. I have actually worked. Yeah. So let's just put excuses aside. Customers do not care about you and they don't owe you anything. Even if a customer who is placing an order tomorrow wakes up and tells you, Linda, something came up, I've used the money, the customer does not care kama nilikuwa nimepangia hizo pesa or not. It's none of their business, literally. That's my problem. So that's one thing we really need to. We need to differentiate between business and emotions. When it comes to following up, it's purely business. I want you to learn how to follow up like a madman or a mad woman. That's the only way to follow up. You need to follow up like a madman or a mad woman. And honestly, what's the worst thing that can happen if you follow up too much? It's either the client will block you, tell you, stop sending me messages, or there's a unique situation that can happen. You can follow up so much very effectively until there's a client of mine who blocks me. She's blocked me on WhatsApp, but she's ordering on Instagram. And guess what that means for me? It's still money. I really don't care if she has blocked me on WhatsApp. There's another one who blocks me. She unblocks me. She places her order. The minute rider amefika, the minute she receives the products, I am blocked again. But I could care less because I've made money. Simple. That is the most unique situation that can happen. They know that this girl is following up too much, but at the same time, they know if I'm ordering any products from Forever, I am ordering from the girl who follows up too much. I normally say, sometimes in business we need to have a touch of psycho. Yani unachizi tu kidogo, you're just a little psychotic, yani. Sometimes inabidi, by the way. Now, so one of the things we need to know is that 3% of clients are normally ready to buy instantly. Most of the time when you're posting anything, when you're running an advertisement, when you're sharing the products, it is in very rare cases that you'll get the 3%. Someone who already, maybe they've already researched about, for example, C9, they already know what it is, they already know their goals, they already know their objectives. Those are 3% of the market. 3%. But 97% are not. And this is where we miss out as people in the sales business. We miss out. Why? Because you want instant gratification. Guys, I normally tell my team, hakuna mtu hapa kwa forehead ameandikwa, I sell Forever Living products. Nobody. We have to work for people to know exactly what we are doing. And we have to know that these 97% of people that we are missing out on, it is because we are not following up. Some of them, they're normally gathering information. Someone knows they're supposed to lose weight. Someone knows they're supposed to, take the digestive pack. But you see, if you're not following up, that's how you lose. Because I remember even there's a client of mine, she wanted to buy the C9, but the minute the doctor told her, hey, my friend, you need to lose some weight because this blood pressure, that's the time she called me and she's like, Linda, let her C9. I'm ready to now start my fit journey. So if I was not following up, she would have just gone online. Have you ever gotten a client online and then they're just telling you, Rhoda, deliver that C9? You're like, hi, huyu client ametoka wapi? How did they know about C9? You're left with more questions than answers. It is because there's someone somewhere. And I want you to decide now, I will not be that someone somewhere. Someone somewhere sat, gave the client the information, did everything, and then guess what they did? They released. And that client went and bought from someone else because you left the field too early. Let's not leave the field. There are those people in the marketplace who they are problem aware. They know that they have a problem, but haijakuwa serious bado, it's not so serious. So they'll just deal with it later. Maybe anaumwa na tumbo tu kidogo. Maybe their digestive health is not good as much. But when you start sharing information about importance of getting rid of toxic overload, they're like, oh. Then they now understand, hey, I actually need this product. They buy. And then we have 60%. 60% of the marketplace, they're not even aware. How many have heard this phrase from many Kenyans? Mwili mpya tutapewa mbinguni. Kai. Many Kenyans love that phrase. They are not even aware that they need to lose weight. So we want to attack the marketplace from all angles. We want the people who are ready to buy now. We want those who are gathering information. We want those they know they have the problem, but they've not decided. And we want those who are not even aware. That's why we are talking about education and understanding. So one word that I want you to take away from this training, dominate. Dominate the marketplace. Yeah. Now, how do you follow up now? You need to put these people in a broadcast. Why? Because you want to offer them more value, more education and understanding. And you also want to upsell them. Someone can buy a tooth gel, for example, today, but next time they buy a C9. Next time they buy the combo. Next time they buy, like that. That is why it's very important to be very strategic. Broadcasting is not for lazy people. If you're lazy, I know you're not broadcasting. If you're not broadcasting, it means you're lazy. That's what I'm trying to say. So refuse to be lazy. Don't be lazy. Imagine right now if you sit down, if you want, before we sleep, you can make a sale. If you want, you can make a sale today before 10 p.m. if you want. All you need to do is just what? Just get into your WhatsApp, start inboxing people, share with them the benefits of, even you can choose a product like deodorant. You just share the benefits, ask them to swap. Give this product a try, swap your normal deodorant for the aloe vera shield. Someone is like, okay, deliver tomorrow. What else do you have? Then you get more orders. Don't be lazy. Now, the follow-up game does not end when the sale happens. It continues long after. So let's talk about being effective. Sales is a game of being effective. It's a game of being effective. If you're not effective, there are some sales that you'll find yourself, you're losing them. You'll find yourself losing some sales because you're lacking effectiveness. So how do you become effective? Number one, always over-deliver. Always over-deliver. Someone write for us that in the chat box. Always over-deliver. And when I'm talking about over-delivering, what do I mean? You need to move mountains for your client. You need to go over and beyond. You need to go the extra mile. You need to give premium service always. Always. You need to work your business in such a way. Mpaka you need client akuulize. The client will even feel, kwani I'm the only client you have. The way you're taking care of me, like, hey, always over deliver. Giving premium service, we are talking about, number one, it starts with having smooth transactions. How do you have smooth transactions? By being very good at communication, making sure that you're doing your deliveries on time, timely deliveries. If a client has told you, I need a product by 4 a.m., best believe it needs to be there by that time. Okay, not okay, let's say 8 a.m., for example. 8 a.m. Do whatever it takes to make sure it gets there. If you're having a slow rider, just fire them and hire another one. Don't lose a client by them because of small reasons like presentability of a rider. Because those are some of the things that reflect on you. If you send somebody who is unkempt, if you send someone who is not clean, guess what? It reflects on you. The client doesn't differentiate your rider from you. They know mnakuja as a package. Imagine sending a pack worth 18,512. Wow. Hey, and then even worse, maybe it's being delivered in a very prestigious office. Hey. Hadi watu wanashanga huyu anaenda kuona nani? We, sawa. So if kama uko kwa hiyo category, change today. Uh, so send somebody who is presentable. Be presentable yourself. Be honest. If something is not going to happen, just be honest. I remember on Monday we were closed, by the way. One of my clients made an order, and those products I didn't have them in the house. I tried borrowing. I found no one with them, and I just told the client honestly, we are closed right now. I usually have stock, but I don't have those specific products in stock. Allow me to send these products on Wednesday in the morning, and she was like, okay. But imagine if I had lied to her. Then we lipa tu kwanza, nitajua chenye nitafanya. She wanted farming complex and moisturizing lotion. Those are products that you won't find many people, stocking on them. Let's be honest with our clients. Communication. Another thing also with clients when you're doing deliveries, it's always good to ask them, their window of delivery. What's the best time for delivery? Sometimes you find that, like personally for me, I prefer my deliveries done in the morning so that I can leave the house. So sometimes a business person will assume that you're just in the house the whole day. Imagine you want to go to the office and you're waiting for a delivery. Maybe it was supposed to be 9 a.m. and it's coming at 11 a.m. You are supposed to have meetings, you are supposed to have your own activities. That's how by the people lose out. So be very keen on such things, yeah? Make the experience enjoyable. Make a client feel like, working with you is so easy. The minute I pay, I don't even have to worry about, hey, Florence, where is my rider amefika wapi? Like, there's no client who wants to do such things. The minute they've paid, they just want you to take care of everything else. That's what I'm talking about when I say value. Value. Give them value for their money. Give them value for their money. Yeah. So you need to have a system of following up with these clients who've been able to purchase. And one of the best times to do follow-up is end month. During end month, depending of course on the products. This is a pro tip that I'm sharing, by the way. And that's how you get testimonials. Right now, if you ask me for 50 deodorant testimonials, I'll give them to you just like that. I can give you 50 deodorant testimonials right now. Why? Because I am very thorough when it comes to following up. So if somebody has been able to buy a product today, at the end of the month, depending on the product it is, something like personal care, I sell personal care and weight management and digestive pack. So something like personal care, you want to give someone like, 2 weeks before you ask them how is the experience. And you see also when you're doing that, that is the time you're getting an opportunity to upsell them. That is the time a client will be like, what else do you have? That's the time they'll remember. By the way, my friend asked me about, this product. That's the time they'll be like, Linda, by the way, there's a friend of mine. She also wants deliver. That's how you make sales. Give a client value for their money. Value for their money. And by the time you're done, they should feel like, yo, I had the best coach. And this is what will help you. Guess what? Guess what this will help you with? You will never get clients who bargain. My clients, they all pay at full retail price. Someone write for us there, full retail price. It's retail price or nothing. I mean, C9 is already cheap. It cannot be cheaper than 18,512. 1,224 for the deal. Hata hiyo fobob nahitaji sana. Full retail price or nothing. But the only way you'll be able to demand such things from your clientele is if you're offering value. That's when they'll know, ni sawa tu. I know if I buy C9 from Linda, she'll deliver on time. They already know that. So have some standards. That's what I'm trying to say. As an FBO, you need to have standards. You need to have standards. I remember there's a time a client called me and she's like, hello, how much is the C9? I told her. And then she's like, let me look for it. Sijui somewhere else. Sijui someone else is telling. I was just like, okay. That energy of bargaining, it is full retail price. That price comes over there, but it doesn't come with me. 18,512 is coming with me, and it's coming with coaching, training, mentorship. Yani, nitakupea value hadi utajua, I spent my money wisely. That's what I'm talking about when I say value. Okay? Aya. So someone has said, sasa mimi hao wakubagain na watoa wapi? Let them bargain, but have standards. Always stick to your standards. That's the point. Always stick to your standards. If you stick to the standards, they will match your standards. But if you start lowering your standards, even the clients who will stick to them will start. They'll also now start bargaining, and then now the business will become unenjoyable because it means you won't be making money. Yeah, for me, I'd rather lose a client than lose money. I joined Forever to make money. I didn't join Forever to just do CCs. So those are some of the key things you need to ask yourself when I'm underselling, what am I really doing? My own parents are buying at full retail price. I mean, if my own parent is buying at full retail price, what about a random person? Full retail price or nothing. That is the bottom line. And you see, also the other thing is if you focus on developing your skill set, if you focus on becoming a student of the game, if you focus on sharpening the saw, some of these problems they'll take care of themselves. Because you'll be having a huge database of people you are dealing with. You'll not have time to remember there's a client who told me sijui ameuziwa, I'm just like, I even forget. The minute you hang up like this telling me you found someone else, I forget. I don't know. I do not even want you. Yeah. So be very clear on that. Yeah. If the client is bargaining, offer them to pay in installments instead, but don't disrespect your business. That's what I'm trying to say. Number 3, think, do, be, act like a business person. Think like a business person, do like a business person, be like a business person, act like a business person. And how do you do that? Number 1, you need to open your shop daily. You have to be predictable. Sales is a game of predictability. I remember sometimes when I take a break from social media, I might not post maybe for a day. Rarely, but maybe I'm just taking a social media break. Even clients are like, "What? Are you okay? Are you okay?" Because it's unlike you. That is what I'm talking about when I say predictability. Predictability is what gives you sales. People need to know that. Hebu niende nione Linda amepost nini. I know I wanted some products, but I've forgotten what I wanted. But if today a whole week your status is empty, they even in their mind they just know, this person quit the business. Then they go and buy from someone else. Then when you come back, they've already gone. Let's be predictable. Open your shop on a daily basis. Number 2, work with capital and or stock. This is a business. There is no business that you're running without stock. Business is stock. Business is stock. And when I'm talking about acting like a business person, being a business person, you have to be able to think. For example, over the weekend, many people are normally on their phones. The first thing I saw when last week, when end month was announced to be on Saturday, the first thing I knew when I saw that message was I have Sunday, I have Monday, and I have Tuesday. Those 3 days, the office will not be open. Which means what? Which means I'll be out of business? Of course not. I purchased products on Saturday that I said I'm buying products to sell over the weekend. Because I cannot, it's a whole weekend, people have money. I cannot stay without products. And I remember on Monday, I sold 2 C9 packs that I had. On Tuesday, I sold another C9 pack that I had because I was thinking like a business person. I sold a joint care pack and I sold skincare pack. All the money that I had spent on Saturday, it had already come back, all of it, with more. Think like a business person. Do like a business person. Weekends are not for sleeping. Weekends are not for resting. Weekends are for business. This weekend, what products are you going to pick this weekend to sell this weekend? How many have ever gotten an order on Sunday and then you don't have any products and then you're like, you tell the client you'll deliver on Monday. On Monday, they don't pick. How many have ever encountered such a situation? On Monday, the client is not picking calls because, hey, mambo, pesa imetumika. By the money always has uses. I remember there's a time I lost a C9 order like that. Yeah, I felt like crying. On Sunday, the client is like, deliver the C9 now. I don't have a C9. I'm telling the client Monday. The client is like, where? Monday, mambo ilibadilika. She wasn't even picking calls. That's how I lost that order, imagine. Just like that. And you see also, I'm seeing someone and say, you look for your upline akupe. But remember, your upline has picked stock for their clients. So if you're depending on your upline stock, well, I have no words. Now, think about volumes. I want you to start thinking about volumes because volumes translate to CCs. Attach your goals to your business sales. Attach your goals to your business sales. You need to be having goals that, for example, if let's say right now we're having the trip coming, let's say to Dar es Salaam, mid of the year. The budget for that trip is how much? It's 50,000. For me to make 50,000, what do I need to do? So you start working backwards. I need to sell products worth, let's say 150,000. For me to sell products worth 150,000, which products do I need to sell? I need to sell, that's like 18,000 times, maybe give or take like seven. Give or take like seven C9s, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, seven. So I need to look for seven C9 clients. Are you seeing how we are working backwards? And then also the minute you get that money, you put that money where it's supposed to be put. That's how business works. You have to separate your personal from your business. That's how it works. Now, pro tip. This is a pro tip that is coming. Are you ready for me to drop another bombshell? This is a pro tip if you want to become a pro at selling. You have to put yourself under pressure. You have to identify your pressure points and put yourself under pressure. Let me give you an example, just a personal example. Maybe you're wondering, is the pressure points ni gani? And what is my pressure point? For me, I know some of the things that make me feel a bit lazy. Anytime I have, when I have money on my M-Pesa, I'm just like, it's so easy for me to relax. It's so easy for me to be like, I have money. Even if I don't sell today, ni sawa tu. But the minute I realized that having money is making me lazy, I decided I'll never have money on my M-Pesa. My M-Pesa is normally operating at 1,000, guys. That's my pressure point. That's my current pressure point. My M-Pesa is always at 1,000. So I'll sell, but I'm feeling like I need to sell again and again and again and again. Because I don't have money. How much will 1,000 last me for? Literally, it's just a day or two. Put yourself under pressure. Put yourself under pressure. Identify your pressure point. What's your pressure point? Your pressure point it can even go crazy. For me, I have crazy faith. I remember as a supervisor, sometimes I will go to the warehouse without fare to go back home. I leave fare in the house intentionally. I'm telling you, there's nothing that will inspire you to grind like that. I'm in the office na sina fare ya kurudi nyumbani. I will make calls and close orders. Big faith. Big faith is what business demands from you. And if you're going to go with picking stock, you have to work with deadlines and targets. You cannot pick stock and just put it in the house. You have to pick stock and have targets. Have targets. You're in a business. I'm picking stock. When am I I'm selling this stock by when? The money that I'm making, I'm supposed to send it where? Now, another bombshell that I'll drop on you. Get rid of everything that makes you lazy and have some self-respect. You need to have some self-respect. Most of us, we keep disrespecting ourselves on a daily basis. How? We disrespect ourselves by being lazy. We disrespect ourselves by not working hard. We disrespect ourselves by giving ourselves excuses. That's how we disrespect ourselves. We disrespect our business by not doing what needs to be done. We disrespect our money. This is a big one. I know we have culprits here. And if you're part of this category, draw the line today. Don't disrespect your money. Put your money to good use. Be willing to put your money to good use. Reinvest in your business. Last month, I remember the minute I said, hey, I'll be operating at 1,000 on my M-Pesa. Can you imagine, anytime I have more than 1,000 in my M-Pesa, it has to go. I have to save that extra money on top. If I have 5,000, 4,000 has to go. I need to be remaining with 1,000. And I was like, in 10 days, I saved 34,000. And I was like, what? So kumbe niko na pesa. Don't know if you can relate. Sometimes you're doing your 4CC and you're like, hey, where's the money? Where's the money? You're in town, unatembea tao, you see clothes, you're just buying everything you're seeing. You're seeing a restaurant, unaingia. If you're gonna spend money, spend it on your business. For me, if I have money, it's either money for savings or money to buy stock. It has to multiply money. If I have money, the money has to multiply money. There's no use in having money if it's not going to multiply new money. Either you put it in stock, put it in an advertisement, or put it in savings. It's one of the three. So identify your pressure point, respect yourself, respect everything that you're doing, respect the money that you're making, and put your money to good use. And when I'm talking about also this, I will recommend you also download. There's an application called Money Manager. I will recommend you you download that application. It helps you to track your expenses. For me, right now, if you ask me, I can tell you all the profits I've made as at now. I can show you. I can tell you all my expenses as at now. Those are the things that help you now to know, hey, kumbe in a month, sometimes there's a jambia, I've done 10cc, so it's 100K. But when you look at the money itself, it's not actually 100K. Maybe it's 90K. Remember, we have some factors uko katikati. We have maybe factors like delivery fee. We have factors like maybe you're sending riders, such kind of factors. So those are some of the things we need to be very keen on when it comes to um, expenses that we are spending, business expenses, rider charges, accessories. Maybe you're buying boxes, you're buying bags, you're buying envelopes to send your products, your stock. Money manager. It has the icon of an elephant. That's the icon. Yeah. And you see also the good thing with having like an app like that, you can also be able to use it as a recruiting tool. You can be able to be like, hey, you can show your new prospective person, these are my sales for the month, this is the income I made. And they're seeing, and you can be able to see on a daily. When you open your money manager app and your client list, they're there, they're in line with each other. Yeah. Now, number 4, we need to be consistent. Recognize the power of the compounding effect over an extended period of time. Most people will not buy immediately, they'll buy later. That's how you build up. That's how your CC starts from 1cc. This month you've done 1, next month you do 2, the other month you do 5, because of that build up of activities that you're doing. Yeah. So you'll find yourself, you're building confidence over time when you work on all of these things to become better and better on a daily basis. Yeah. Now, the other thing that I'll share, which is, this is an extra pro tip. So I need some fires in the chat box. This is a pro tip that it's everything, honestly. It's everything. This is the pro tip. This is the pro tip. Put God at the center and at the forefront of your business. If you're a believer, put God at the center and at the forefront of your business. And how do you do that? You need to pray. We need to pray for our businesses. First thing in the morning, pray. Pray for your business first thing in the morning. And when I'm talking about prayer, you need to have specific prayers. For me, I normally tell God exactly what I need. God, I need to sell 2 C9s today. Please, nisaidie kutafuta client. And then now my part is just working. And honestly, my prayers zinajibiangu. Even sometimes I feel like, ni kama I'm God's favorite child because of that specificity. Yeah. And when you're talking about praying, let's pray with, if you look at Ephesians, is it Ephesians 3:20? It talks about God is able to give you exceedingly much more. But sometimes we approach prayer also with a perspective of much less. We approach prayer with a perspective of, God, I want an C9 order, but ukinipea aloe vera ni sawa. If you're already limiting God, God has no limits. He wants to give you more. So show up very strongly when you're praying. Show up with confidence and ask. But remember, at the same time, you've done the work, because when you're praying and God is opening, God has listened to your prayers, and then He looks at your client list, and if even apata, hey, it's a blank page. Now where will He get the client for you? The clients will come from your pipeline. So if you're not doing activities, praying without action, it's just zero work, honestly. Faith without action, it's dead. Bible reading, we need to declare the promises of God upon us. Bible reading is very, very important. And then thirdly, if you're a believer, I will recommend tithing. Tithing it's a business strategy for your protection on your business. It protects what you're working so hard for. And it's also a way for you to give thanksgiving to God. Yeah. So if you're a believer, for me, that is what I will say. There are kingdom principles when you're talking about also selling and also business. There are things that they're just beyond what we are doing, the how and everything. There are things that are beyond what is happening, in our activities. Yeah, we need God in our businesses. Yeah. Now, as I come to the end of the training, I'll just end it by telling you that what it takes to be a master. What does it take to be a master? It takes everything. What does it take to be a master at selling? What does it take to be a guru? What does it take to sell like crazy? It takes everything. It takes sacrifice. It takes hard work. It takes sleepless nights. It takes tears. Sometimes you'll cry, by the way. Hey. Yeah, you customer anaweza kupiga character development. Where? It takes all of that. It's a combination of all those things. It will take everything out of you. It will take everything out of you. But you have to stick it out. And as I come to the end, I want to share something here. Let me just, there's something I want to share. Anytime you're feeling lazy, I want you to refer to this. Can you see what I've shared? Someone to confirm? Perfect. So anytime I'm feeling lazy, anytime I'm feeling I don't want to push anymore, anytime I'm feeling sad, this is what I normally come to. Discipline, structure, rules, rituals, planning. These are the frameworks for success, yet these are not attractive things in today's world of instant gratification. The average person reaches for the latest hack or loophole to attaining success with the least amount of work possible. However, that is a fool's errand and it will leave you broke. Now, this is the punchline. Wherever you are now, however hard you're working, I want you to take it to another level you didn't even know was even possible. Get into that zone where you can shut out all the noise, negativity, fear, distractions, and lies, and achieve all that you want in whatever you do. I want you to light a fire inside yourself so big and so ablaze that no one can deny you. Get into that zone where you can shut out all the noise, negativity, fear, distractions, and lies, and achieve all that you want in whatever you do. I want you to light a fire inside yourself so big and so ablaze that no one can deny you. If you apply everything we've talked about today, if you continue sharpening your skills, if you continue doing what needs to be done, you're going to achieve everything and even more than what you expect. Yeah. So as I come to the end of the training, actually nimefika mwisho. I hope you've received value today. I hope the message has touched your heart. I hope you've been able to see where you can be able to touch your business differently. I hope you've been able to see where you can, tweak just a few things here and there. And I hope you're going to also implement so that your business can have a turnaround. You can move from 1 cc to 2 to 4 to 10 to 15. That is my wish for you as we finish this meeting. Yeah, and right now it's the start of the month. So this is the best time. You have enough time to show up very, very strongly. Yeah, and remember we talked about what? Trainings on Saturday. On Saturday, we are having a master class. These are some of the things that you need to come. Imagine these trainings for forever, they are free, guys. In terms of the value that we get, it never matches the amount that you're being asked for. If you're coming on Saturday, drop a 1 on the chat box. If you're coming on Saturday, what is 500 for knowledge? If out there, people are being charged a lot of money. People are charged so much money. Someone even will train you. A training like today, maybe someone will charge you, I don't know, maybe 10,000 for a consultation. But in Forever, everything is there. And whatever money that is you pay for, it's probably just for the venue. It's just for the venue. So there should be no excuse as to why you're not coming on Saturday. 500 Kenya shillings should not be standing between you and coming on Saturday. All you need to do is just literally sell one product and you're there on Saturday. Let's show up on Saturday. Tomorrow there's the deadline. So if you're planning to come, just go to the group. The pay bill is there. Pay and attend that session. Pay and attend that session. It's going to be worth more than the 500 that you're paying. So I wish you all the very best. I wish you a great night ahead. See you at work, guys. I will not say see you at the top because tukitoka hapa tunaingia kazi. See you at work. Have a good night.